So why'd they give me a Node? Wait, that's kind of interesting. Whoa. Oh, okay. It's new. Hold on a second. So this is the all-new Bluesound POWERNODE, 3rd generation, and it's got a lot of new upgrades under the hood, and it sounds really good. But before we can talk about it, let's dispense with the pleasantries. My name is Luke. Welcome back to the Gramophone channel. We are featuring the all-new POWERNODE version 3, and there's a lot that they've actually done with this that's really exciting. So before we get into all the details of it, make sure you guys don't forget to subscribe to the Gramophone channel and click that bell icon because we got a lot of great products on the way. Question of the day. Up until now, what has been your most favorite audio streaming device? Now then, let's talk about the POWERNODE version 3 and how this pretty much gives you almost everything you need in one very simple and very value-minded package that performs really well. Also, you guys have probably noticed that my often reoccurring guest stars, my lovely Sonus faber Lumina Is, are joining me today because this is a product that would be ideal for something like these. And if you want to know any more about them, just watch that video right there. So, what's the backstory on Bluesound? Well, Bluesound is probably best known in our industry for bringing high-resolution streaming to the masses. Previously, to get really great digital streaming, you could expect to spend a few grand on a very specialized streamer. But with the Bluesound lineup, there's a lot of products. While you have things like excellent smart speakers such as the Pulse Flex and its different variants, the Bluesound soundbar, and also other products much like this POWERNODE. There's the original Node, which is essentially a streamer and a bit of a preamp. And then there is also the Vault, which has been used for CD ripping and storage and easily integrating a wide collection of CDs into your Bluesound library. But today we're going to talk about one of the more unique products in the lineup, and that is the POWERNODE. Think all of the streaming features of the Node that we had previously covered. There'll be a link in the description for that, by the way, though keep in mind this is a newer generation altogether. And then add a really nice little integrated amp into the mix that you can wire directly into your speakers. And boom, you've got a POWERNODE. But Luke, isn't that almost kind of like a cut down C700? Like you just recently did? Check out that video too, by the way. Also a link in the description. Yeah, it kind of is. You can still get a really high quality integrated amp that takes up next to no space, and for the price, the value proposition is absolutely through the roof. So what are some of the best features in this all-new POWERNODE? Well, there's a whole lot. First and foremost, it's a BlueOS product, so it's going to, of course, run on the BlueOS app, giving you access to all kinds of streaming solutions. Tidal, Amazon Music, Spotify Connect, you name it, there are a ton of options available through BlueOS, and a lot of them offer CD quality or greater streaming. As far as more traditional inputs go, you have something I really appreciate on this, and we've been seeing it on some of these Bluesound products, HDMI eARC, for very easily and in a very high quality manner, integrating this into your TV. You can get completely uncompressed TV audio, and whatever you're watching is going to sound great, and through the app you can just tap eARC and boom, you're listening to TV audio. On the inside, we've got a quad-core ARM processor for really snappy operation when you're using the app or interfacing with any of the above touch controls. Above touch controls, let's talk about those. This is the nicest panel that's ever been on a Bluesound product ever. On this, rather than a simple play pause, you have a multi-function play pause button that can do a couple different things, volume up and volume down, skip and previous song, as well as 6 different programmable buttons that through the app you can set as different presets, be it for different sources, different stations, you name it. And this is the most fully featured, best feeling, most responsive touchscreen of any BlueOS product yet. So that is a big deal right there, and I really like it. And I think the biggest change to this unit, the amps in the former POWERNODE were 60 watts. These new hybrid digital amps, borrowed from sister company NAD, thank you NAD, 80 watts per channel out of a box this small. And speaking of the Bluesound app and what the overall Bluesound experience is like, make sure you watch our video on the NAD C700 where I give a full walkthrough of how to use the Bluesound app, the link for which will be right here. And just to give you guys a look here, There's where you connect your speakers. There's your HDMI eARC connector. And over here, you get 3.5mm / mini optical connectors that serve as both optical or analog in as dual function ports. And of course, there's your LAN if you want to hardwire it, which I'd recommend if that's available to you. And finally, we've got a nice subwoofer out, and you can configure crossovers in the Bluesound app itself for excellent subwoofer integration. So what are some of the advantages and some of the things that you should probably consider when shopping for something like the POWERNODE? POWERNODE has a lot of advantages. First and foremost, this form factor. This can fit almost anywhere. That is one tiny unit. And it looks good too. It also comes in 2 colors, by the way, black and white. On top of that, the next one is going to be that this is, for its size, all that considered, pretty powerful at 80 watts. That's going to drive a lot of things. For example, I brought these Luminas in here today because this would be almost perfect speaker to pair up with a device like this. Even the slightly larger Lumina II would do just fine. And then finally, this is a BlueOS product. And I'll say it again, I've said it about 3 times now, but that's okay. It is a compatibility monster with all forms of digital music playback and distribution. And I think this one might be a personal favorite of mine, eARC integration. What are some of the considerations when it comes to the POWERNODE though? At 80 watts, it is pretty strong. However, that's still not going to be quite enough for a few things out there, especially some big towers and a couple other types of speaker. Now, a lot of things on the market today will be fine with that, but we all know about some difficult to drive speakers out there, and you may have some. So if you're needing more power, you may want to go and look at something like an NAD M10 V2 with about 125 watts of power, or in this same family of BlueOS enabled integrated amps, you may even want to consider the rock star of the bunch, the flagship, the M33 at $5,000. Obviously quite the price jump, but that would be a product for someone who needs a reference grade power for a reference grade speaker setup. And if you want to see the video on the M33, look right here. That was one of my favorites. Another one would be, while this is essentially an integrated amp, it's a very purpose, digital-focused integrated amp. There is a means of connecting analog to it, but it's not exactly orthodox and, well, frankly, a little annoying. But that's really not its focus, so I'm not going to knock it too hard for that. If that is something you're more interested in, though, more analog listening, then this is probably not your product because it's built from the ground up to be the digital master. And digital's gotten really good, so don't write it off. However, if you have a lot of analog sources or things you want to connect via RCA cables, perhaps look elsewhere. However, if you're shopping in this price range and that is what you need, just give us a call or shoot us an email, swing by one of the showrooms in Columbia, Timonium, or Gaithersburg, and of course, check the links down below and you can get one on skybygramophone.com. Free shipping, straight to your door, secure checkout. Give this video a like if you had a good time, question of the day down below in the comment section, and what you'd like to see from us in the future. Thanks for watching, guys. Be seen.